Dude, when I used to wipe, before I got fancy, I used to roll that bitch around my first knuckle and I'd get in there. First knuckle.
That is the worst visual.
But it's there.
It's in my head.
It's ingrained forever.
And I will forever and always think differently of you because of that.
The Sonder Experience.
So most of my guests are acquaintances.
Okay.
And then we become friends.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got some people that I've obviously known from like high school and stuff that I bring them in. And you know what? Unfortunately, dude, everybody thinks that they can just come on and be on the podcast.
Yeah.
And they can, but you have to know how to talk.
Yeah.
If you don't know how to talk I've got episodes where they're just wet towels.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Just sitting there and I got to like fucking pull it out of them.
Yeah.
And it's not happening. I'm just like, damn, not that I regret having you, but we could have had you on at a later time.
That's like the only reason like why we kind of broke it up. Like, so when we did the Apron podcast, like
right.
we broke it up in segments because there were like the first couple episodes were rough, where it was like, okay, like, you know, we don't know how to talk to the guests don't know how to interact with us. So like it was kind of like pulling teeth, some like, you know, the awkward silence and everything like that. Like it was rough, but like I learned, I was like, okay, well, I watched a lot of podcasts. I see kind of how they do things. And then I watch like a lot of shows. Like, have you ever watched like the hot ones?
I'm so in tune with all that YouTube shit that I love all, because anything I watch, I pick up little things from and I try to get better and better and better. So a lot of my stuff, Hot Ones is cool just for like personal interaction stuff. I like Joe Rogan Experience, obviously.
Yeah, classic.
Theo Vaughn this past weekend. He's not on the fight, or he's not on the King of Sting anymore.
Yeah, what happened with that? Like,
bro, do you follow all that controversy stuff
with Brendan Schaub?
With Brendan Schaub and like Bobby Lee and Kalila and
oh, dude, that like, well, I followed a little bit like what was going on like with the whole like. I'm trying to think, because they just broke up.
Who?
Bobby Lee and
yeah, they split, but they still run the show together. Do they still even live together?
That's weird.
They still live together. They still sleep in the same bed, and like
they sleep in the same bed together.
They sleep in the same bed, and they travel. Like I think they're in like Hawaii right now together. And on the plane, Kalila was talking about on this last episode that she was sitting next to him, watching him on Tinder and Bumble and all this stuff, just swiping, just having. So she's like a cheerleader for it.
Well, I feel like they had to have in like an open relationship.
They did.
Okay.
Oh, so dude, I'm balls deep in that whole situation. Anything podcast, like I'm in there. Like they had an open relationship.
It's my favorite analogy, by the way. Balls deep. It's so perfect. It's like when you balls deep, like you're going in on that.
You're ham, bro.
Yeah, you're like
ham.
Yeah.
They were in an open relationship. She was actually like flying to Hawaii once a week to go sleep with this dude and hang out with him and then come back and do the show, and like they were cool with it. And then that whole when he was on H3H3, the Bobby Lee and Kalila, that's when it got broadcasted that they really were in an open relationship. And I think Bobby Lee got embarrassed, bro.
I would say it's kind of embarrassing though, right? Like in a way, but it just really depends on who you are as a type of person. Like for me, like I could never do it just because I mean obviously like I'm like religious, you know,
right.
So I feel like, you know, monogamy is like, you know,
it's the key.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, or is that's one-on-one, right?
Monogamy.
Yeah.
And only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So only me and you,
right?
Like type deal. Well,
right.
Not me and you.
Well,
you know,
maybe.
Like, maybe. It depends on
dude, we'll see how this goes, bro.
Loosen me up a little bit. Like, dude, you know, we might be talking a different story by the end of this thing. We might turn off all the cameras.
It will take balls deep to a new level, bro.
So, Danny, the podcast, he went balls deep on me, okay?
Yeah, bro.
I wouldn't watch it, though.
No.
It's on OnlyFans.
It's on OnlyFans, on Patreon, all that shit. I couldn't do it.
I couldn't, yeah.
Open relationship, there's no fucking way.
I just feel like there's multiple, like, let's say even if I wasn't religious, like I was open to like having sex with other women. I'm competitive too.
Okay.
Like, so it's like, I feel like it would just eat me up inside because I'm like, what if that guy's doing it better than me?
Yeah.
Like,
If his dick's bigger.
well, I know that's not gonna happen.
It could, hey, bro. It could happen.
Yeah. No,
but no.
I don't know anybody that's packing more than 2 inches. Okay, so like, there's no way.
Yeah, dude. 2 inches at 100 miles an hour. Fuck anything up. Bro.
Anything up, yeah. My philosophy with sex, it's like a race.
Okay.
Like I'm always finishing first.
Okay.
If you don't make it past the finish line, that's on you.
Yeah, you hate to lose.
Yeah.
You're coming in first place. Bro.
I'm coming in first place, yeah. If you don't finish, that's on you.
I got mine.
Exactly. I don't do victory laps. I don't do them.
You
That's
don't
like
believe in them.
that's showboating.
Yeah, dude.
I go to sleep. I think about my victories.
Oh, dude, I haven't even done an intro. Hold on one second, bro. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for watching the Sonder Experience. This is episode 67. I am your host, The Journey. I got a good friend with me, John McCarthy. Went to high school together. Father, husband, friend, martial artist, champion. Obviously, you guys know he's a fucking beast in the sack. This and no, I wanted to have you on. I ran into you in the gym. What was it now? Like 6 months ago, maybe 5-6 months ago.
Shoot, time flies so by.
I'm horrible with time. I think it was that long.
I think you're right.
What did you ever get back? Because I remember I asked you to be on. You were like, "Let me get back into martial arts, and then I'll cruise through." So are you back in?
I'm not.
What?
Well, life hits you hard, hits you fast. Like so. I at the time I think like I worked at ASA, so like literally right by where like the gym's at.
Okay.
And I switched jobs like recently probably a little bit after talking to you, at the gym, and I just got so like fixated on that job and just just been going ham on that.
What are you doing over there?
So I'm selling solar panels door to door.
Oh, I hate you.
Oh, dude, most people do.
I hate.
You would think that I sell COVID door to door, with how sometimes people talk to me.
Right.
Yeah, like, but I love it though. Like for the most part, like I think what gives like the industry a bad name is all the bad people that do it.
Yeah.
And like all the people that are giving homeowners bad products, and just not really giving them the level of care that they need.
Well, then how long have you been doing it?
Probably about 5 months.
So that's the last time I saw you at the gym then?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So is there just not enough time to get back in the... First, can we talk about like your career as a mixed martial artist?
Yeah.
Like when did you get into it? And what do you do?
So going back to like being competitive,
yeah.
Like, super, super competitive. I think you were on the football team. I was on the football team for not even like a game.
Yeah.
I was always competitive, like by nature.
Right.
But I realized, like pretty young, I was like, okay, well, I'm not like the biggest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not the tallest, so I can't play basketball. I'm not the biggest. I can't play football. I was athletic. I was able to do it, but I was like, okay, I just feel like I'm constantly at a disadvantage. The cool thing about fighting is there's weight divisions,
right,
and it's really like a pound for pound type.
A little more fair.
A little bit more fair,
even.
Yeah. Like I don't have to be like 250 pounds solid muscle going through like the line.
Right.
Like I could just walk around at like 145 and cut a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
Fight people that are my size.
Yeah.
And that's so I started like a little bit after I quit the football team, because I still wanted to be active. I was just doing jiu-jitsu at the time. But yeah, like I just fell in love. Like the people at the gym like are just so nice,
right?
Like and it's just such a lifestyle thing.
Yeah.
As far as like where I took like my career, I was really like passionate about like just training every single day. It's one of those sports where it's like your life has to really suck for you to get anywhere in it. When I met my wife, I actually met my wife at the gym.
Oh, okay. Was it BJJ school or?
So it was an MMA school.
Oh.
Yeah. So when I first started, I just did jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
And then when I wanted to like take it further and kind of make it a career, it was like, well, there's no career in jiu-jitsu. I mean, there is, but it's like very limited, like money pool or things like that.
Right.
Like, so but you can make money fighting like locally. So I was like, okay, well, that's what I want to do. I want to train MMA and not beat people up, like, I mean, that's what you do, but like just compete, like just be the modern day gladiators.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah. But after my daughter was born, I was like, dude, there's easier ways to make money than this.
Yeah.
And I just felt like it wasn't fair for me because I always thought I would, once I make it in my career, then like, the wife and the kids will follow after that. But I met them during like, the come up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, well, now I have everything I want. I have my son, I have my daughter, I have my wife. This just feels like I'm putting them at a disadvantage because there's not a lot of money like starting out doing this sport, and they're sacrificing like their life on my terms.
So like it has to be a selfish thing then, right? To like really succeed and grow in that area.
You have to be so selfish
Yeah.
to get it, which is it's good, like I think you have to be selfish in general. You have to make yourself happy, but if you're doing these things to get those other things, well, once you have those things, then what you're doing doesn't really make sense because you already have that.
That's true.
And that's kind of like where I crossed, like I was like, well, I could either continue to do the sport, like I'm pretty confident in it, I'm good enough where I know I can make a career out of it, but I'm gonna later in the future get brain damage or something like that, like and I won't have the quality of life with my kids that I wanted. Like I already have the kids, so I'm like, well, I want better for them and their longevity. And I know if I just do what I was continuing to do, I probably would have had a decent career. I know I probably wouldn't be like a millionaire or anything like that, because it's just so competitive.
Well, even top UFC fighters aren't making that kind of money.
I mean, I know friends that are in the UFC where I'm like, like they're just criminally underpaid. Yep. And it's sad because it's like, you hear like Dana White talk about it. It's like, oh, well, if you give these guys $1 million, then, like they're just not going to fight like that hard. It's like, well, yeah.
They can't even get brand deals anymore. They have to wear, wasn't it Reebok? Isn't that? Oh, they can't even you can't even go get promotions and stuff like that.
Which is crazy. Yeah. Like back in the day, like you used to see like Condom Depot and stuff like on
everything.
Everything on, like they were like NASCAR drivers.
Yeah.
And they took that away from them and they took a huge percentage of these people's like living.
Well, that's where they were making, because like I was saying, the prize fight isn't even that much.
That much.
You were making 3 times that much off of your basically a human billboard.
Yeah.
And then once they took that and did the whole Reebok deal, everybody fucking lost their money.
And it's so greedy too, because right, like like look at their shorts, nothing on them.
Right.
Like the champions had like the monster patch and stuff.
Right.
But then you look at the Octagon, and you see so many sponsors.
Everything.
So it's like they're okay to make that money, but you're not.
And it's heavy hit. Do HBO Max, Netflix,
Pornhub.
Dude, Pornhub, bro. I bet you there's some places out there that have like XNXX or fucking Hamster or I don't know these names. I'm just
I like, so totally like off track though, like I always wonder like why like there isn't like a league where like people like fight naked, right?
There is.
There is?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I didn't know that.
But it's porn.
But are they actually fighting?
They're not really fighting, no. But I've never watched it.
Cuz I just figure, right? Like, I never watched it. Yeah. Me neither. I know nothing about it. I don't know who the top fighter is. No, dude. They're not on my background right now. But no, like, because I don't know, because I think like there's some women out there that do probably watch the sport, and it's kind of like a turn on, right?
I'd imagine so.
So like, do you think it would be more attractive to see those like, people like naked fighting? Because you see lingerie football, I mean, that's like kind of big.
But how are you gonna sell it? Because you can't have that in the house.
Swinging dicks.
Swinging
dick promotion. That's what I would call
it. So it's only dudes?
I didn't think that through.
See, that's kind of gay.
But the target audience are women. That's how you sell it.
So you know how there's Hooters?
Yeah.
And that's for dudes? And it's an owl, right?
Uh-huh.
I always wanted to open up a food spot called Pricks, and it would have been a cactus. And it would have been dudes walking around as servers, and it would have been for chicks.
Oh, that's smart. Yeah.
Pricks? Bro, I'd go.
Dude, nowadays with like, how like I feel like society is, I feel like that would be a big like seller.
I bet people would support that shit, dude.
Yeah.
But what do we sell? What do we sell at Pricks? Coney dogs.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Banana splits.
Banana splits.
For dessert.
But that's it. Just coney dogs and banana
Hey.
splits.
So what I learned in like I have a friend that he's starting like a coffee business, and with coffee it's a very niche market, so
Right.
you need a very specific people that you're targeting.
Right.
He has like I think it's like Big Rig Coffee, so he's targeting like truckers,
Okay.
which is a great idea. Like
Right.
and the coffee's great. Big Rig Coffee, you guys, if anybody
Right here. That's your
wants a
camera,
plug,
dog.
yeah.
Shout him out.
Big Rig Coffee, Hunter, my boy Hunter, dude, that guy is so awesome. He knocks doors with me too, so
Oh, never mind. Never.
he's the worst. Yeah. No, like, but yeah, so like, there's some industries where you're really targeting a very specific group of
Right.
people.
Right. For sure.
Dicks or pricks are
Pricks.
probably one
Don't
of
be
them.
disrespectful.
Swinging dicks would probably be another one.
Sponsor.
There you go,
Bro, now we're making money.
dude. That isn't that what
Now
America's
we're
about?
winning.
We're winning.
Wait. So, okay. With you wanting to establish a career before the family,
Yeah.
and then realizing the danger in that and the risk that it takes personally on your body. But what about the lessons and just the life lessons that you learned? Would you put your kids into that?
So that's a good question. Like,
I know
'cause
I asked it.
there's no bad questions coming out of this
I'm
mouth.
just
okay?
saying, dude.
There's only good questions coming in. You don't want to know what's
I'm
coming.
balls deep on the
Yeah.
questions, dog.
The best it doesn't get better than balls deep.
No, it's
yeah.
good.
So, as watching the kids class and all like the kids that would like do the class, there's two types of like kids that I would see, right? There would be the kids that are either doing it because their parents want them to do it.
Do me a favor, just tilt that mic a little. No, tilt it down. Down. Yeah. There, you're good.
That better?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'm a short guy, man.
You're just a little feller, dude.
Let's not go that far, okay? Told you. Packing, man. 2 inches.
You're right. Dog.
Solid.
I can see it from here, dude.
You're just lucky I'm not wearing my short shorts.
Oh, you're
okay?
right. I
Be
was
hanging
hoping,
out,
dude. I was
yeah.
like that when you walked
Please
in,
bring
and I was
them,
like,
yeah.
"Fuck!"
Dude, John, he's wearing jeans. No way that thing's slipping out there.
But I could tell, dude. Imagination's key in these
There you go, yeah.
situations. Yeah, no,
Absolutely. Sometimes I pack it a little bit, like
really,
yeah.
really.
At the doors, it helps.
Okay, dude, that's half the sales right there.
Exactly, yeah. I'm like, hey, how are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Did you guys order Long John sausages?
Oh, bro, see, you're just a salesman. You're a natural born salesman.
I think so. Yeah, no.
When in doubt, dick out, bro.
When in doubt, bring the dick out. But yeah. So going back to like
going back to family.
Going back to family, yeah. Like again, like there's the kids that like like I would see their parents wanting them to do it, and then there would be I guess there's 3 types of kids. So family wants them to do it. That's the only reason why they're there. 2, the kids just messing around like the whole time, just doing it to have fun, to like almost be like a babysitter in a way for these parents. And then 3, like the kids that are actually doing it because they're enjoying doing it, which is great. But that's the very, very few kids that enjoy this.
Sure.
I think it has to be one of those decisions where that's what the kid wants to do.
Mm-hmm. Because
If the parent hey, I want you to try this out, then they force the kids to do it, then they're going to hate doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they do get to that age where they would have chose to do it, now they hate it and they never want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that happen so often. And like the things that I've gotten from the gym, as far as, I literally met my wife there.
Mm-hmm.
I met my best friend there. Like the teammates that I've met. And that was another reason why I stopped training too, because I couldn't justify my coaches taking their time out of their day to coach me and when they could be coaching somebody that wants to do it. So unprofessional.
I know, dude. I'm fucking up.
Oh my gosh. I put my phone. I don't know if you can see
It's not
it.
my phone.
Or my. See, I didn't even wear my watch because I don't even know how to put that on silent. Oh, this is not on silent. That's
Boom.
embarrassing.
So fuck off.
Well, I told people.
How about that? How about that?
I did a group text with everybody on my phone to say, do not message me from 10:30 to 2 p.m.
Oh,
Yeah.
we're going a long time.
Well, I just didn't. I didn't know how we would do
Just
this.
open it up.
Just open it up. I just wanted to be free for you. Okay.
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I got these fat wrists, so when I fucking, you know what I mean? When I tilt back, I hit the little button. It's not my fault. You gonna fat shame me now? Is that where we're going with this in 2022?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, you know,
Is
like,
that the narrative you want me to paint? Because I'll.
for my career, probably not. No, let's you have to be very, very open in this career.
Doesn't that suck though? These days, you gotta watch everything you say.
So honestly, like if we're talking about, like, you know, professional and like being like a salesman or whatever, like, I feel like, yes, it's important to watch what you're saying, but at the same time, is if you do watch what you're saying, you're just gonna sound like that typical sales guy at the door.
I'm not meaning at work.
Oh, okay.
I'm meaning like I work, right?
Yeah.
This is not my only source of income. I have a full-time job. I worry, what if they watch this? What if they this? But then I got to think about it, like I'm at my home.
Yeah.
I don't talk like this at work. I'm very professional, I'm very proper. But I'm a person.
Mm-hmm.
Am I not allowed, like in 2022, are you not allowed to be an individual?
No.
You got to be a cookie cutter ass
You gotta be
motherfucker.
Which is crazy, because like and I hate it.
I
like,
hate it, bro.
Because I wouldn't say, okay, I'm not a big I gotta be careful with how I phrase this. I like Andrew Tate, okay?
Okay.
I don't agree with everything that he says,
Right.
and I totally understand why people would dislike him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, and the reason why they dislike him, I get it, and I don't stand behind those comments that he says. But canceling somebody for something like, you know, just different views of beliefs is stupid.
And it didn't work.
And it didn't work, but it's just how silly it is to be like, hey, we don't like what you say, so instead of, like, you know, hearing you out and have a counter argument or whatever, we're just gonna cancel you.
Right.
And it happens to people that even follow that guy, like was it Sneeko? Like, he got canceled, like, as well. Like, major reason why he got canceled was because he was on, like, the podcast with them too. Like, and it's like, man, it's like they're not only trying to, like, you know, tell you, like, hey, we don't like you, but it's like, no, we don't want anybody to like you as well,
And we want your life ruined.
and we want your life ruined.
Right.
Yeah. So I hate that, because it doesn't build, you know, intelligent people.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because obviously anybody can hear what he says and say, oh, I disagree with that.
Mhm.
But they're saying, oh, we don't even want you to hear what he has to say.
So the thing with that, I think I agree with you, because I find Andrew Tate very entertaining,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't agree with everything, just like you
Yeah.
said. But it still is entertaining. It's like, oh shit, he took it there. Some
Yeah.
people are going to get pissed off at that. But he should be able to say that.
He should be able to say that. He should, and you should be able to either A, like it, or B, not like it.
Mhm.
You know, like, and if you don't like it, then don't watch it, you know, and that's totally fine.
Yeah.
You know, like, but just getting rid of them from the platform is just saying, like, oh yeah, like, you know, you can only think one way, and we don't even want anybody to, like, hear you out, which is terrible.
And then people were coming at him for like sexual allegations with this one chick, right? Because he was like being real physical with her, and somehow that came out, and so they tried to cancel him for that as like a womanizer, like a woman beater.
But wasn't,
But then she came out and was like, first of all, we were dating at that time,
Yeah.
and I wanted that.
Isn't that crazy too? Because there's silence in her voice as well.
But then there's another chick who's like at a college campus or something, just some no-name person who's surrounded by friends, and she's like, fuck you, Andrew Tate, I'm going to peg you, I'm going to this and that. So she's literally threatening him, and nothing happened with her. Woohoo, we support her.
Yeah.
How is that not? I mean, she threatened him.
There's no, in this climate, like, there's no fair sides.
No.
You know, like, and you're just labeled to the extreme.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so if you look at this way, well, you're extreme that.
Right.
Like, there's no middle ground.
Nope.
And it's so stupid, because, like, I would peg myself as conservative.
See,
Yeah.
I don't even know what that means, bro.
So I just figure, like the major, like, points, you know, that I know of is, like, okay, power in the people, you know, like, you know, because that's power in your household,
Mhm.
right? You know,
Mhm.
like, it's the individual that gets to choose
Mm-hmm.
what they want. Where I don't know, like, the other side, you know, like, I don't do too much, like, research or anything like that. I'll be, like, totally frank, you know, like, where it's like, I'm so happy that I'm not the person that's making the rules.
Yeah.
because people would hate me. Like,
I don't think any president has a chance, bro.
oh, no way. Yeah.
At all.
Well,
At all.
But that's because of the media, though, right? Like, because the media has found out if they just peg people down, they're gonna get views. Right?
That's true.
And even like, I mean, with like, you know, Biden or whatever, like, you know, obviously it was much worse with Donald Trump. You know, like everything that guy would say, like they would go ham on him.
But what did he say that was bad?
Honestly, like
I don't ever get into politics.
Yeah.
I don't watch the news. I don't fucking care. I'm not red or blue. I'm me.
Mhm.
I got 2 boys. I'm trying to raise them to be men in this crazy life because I can't raise them the way that I was raised.
That's another thing, and that's why I think like people gravitate towards Andrew Tate,
Mhm.
is because I think there is a attack on men. You know, like masculine, like things that would make you masculine, like, you know, several years ago, is frowned upon today.
Mhm.
And I think also, like, you know, like the same, but reverse on women too, is right there. I think there is an attack on women as well. I think like the traditional woman, like, you know, being like the mother and like the stay home like mom,
Mhm.
like that's even being shamed nowadays.
But what if they want to do that?
So my wife, for example, is a stay-at-home mom.
Uh-huh.
You know, like I think it's the toughest job that you can do.
Right.
It's also the most rewarding job because you're raising individuals.
Mhm.
Like, so that's more meaningful than what I do.
Mhm.
You know, like just bringing home money, like because
Well, don't cut yourself short on that, dude, because there's a lot of stress with that too. Because my wife at one point was a stay-at-home mom,
yeah,
and that stress was on my shoulders. Like now, I'm paying for everything.
but for me though, like but that's all our job is to do though, is to make money. You know, like.
But I'm saying, don't sell it like it's just I just do. You know what I
Well,
mean?
but-
It's big too.
But it's equal, right? Like, you
It's
know,
equal.
It's equal. Like it's a perfect relationship because for her to do the important
Mhm.
job, I have to do my job.
Correct.
You know, like but my job at the end of the day is just to pay bills
Mhm.
and to make money. Her job,
Protect and provide.
protect and provide. Her job is to raise. You know, like, and obviously I'm raising my kids as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
You know, like with like, you know, how I do, like when I am like at the house as well. I don't do the greatest job. I wake up super late.
Yeah, it happens.
That's why I text you. I was like, hey, I'm gonna be here,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna wake up at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
Like my wife is a saint. She wakes up at 5 to 6 a.m. every single
Yeah.
day. You know, gets all the kids ready and stuff, and I sleep.
Do you work
sleep.
nights?
No, not at all. No,
So you're just lazy. I'm just kidding.
it's not late.
You're just a
No,
piece of
no,
shit.
yeah. more on that end. Like I would say I'm probably more of a night owl. You know, like so I stay up late.
Oh, okay.
But I like my sleep. Like I need 8 to 9 hours.
Do you really?
Oh yeah, I need it.
Bro, I
don't
can't
function.
even. I run off like 4 to 6 hours of sleep a day. That's all I got. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking feel fine.
Dude, I if I got 4 hours of sleep, I'm so grumpy. I'm so moody. I'm so short.
You are very short.
Well, I'm not wearing dude, I'm wearing Air Max too, so like
Oh yeah.
that gives me an extra couple inches
Men's
too.
secrets.
I'm out of here.
Yeah, dude, cut the episode, bro.
Cut it. I'll see you at episode 69, okay? But yeah, like I don't know, like I need my sleep. Especially so like, you know, especially doing the job that I do, like, you know, if I'm short with like homeowners, it's
Yeah, that's true.
it's not gonna end well.
That's true.
And I've got people tell, like, you know, when I knock on their door, they literally tell me, "Get the fuck out of here."
For real.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I've like in Goodyear, like it happened. Like I knocked on this guy's door. I don't know how many people knock on a given door on any given day, but he opens the door and he's like, "I told you guys to get the fuck out of here."
And you're like, dude, you've never seen me before in your life.
And I was like, "Hey, listen, man. Like, you know, I don't know like what's going on here, man.
Yeah.
Like, but I apologize. I can definitely like, you know, leave. Don't worry about it. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna, you know, like try to sell you on anything. Like,
But
at this
why do
moment.
that?
But like I'm just trying to be like friendly, and
Right.
he's like, I told you get the next time you come back, I'm gonna bring out my fucking gun, and I'm like, what the hell? Like I'm like, I told him I was like, listen, man, like a not soliciting sign is really gonna help you out, man.
Right.
Like if you're mad at me,
Yeah.
you know, like you're gonna be mad at way more people that are way more pushier than I am.
Mm-hmm. People don't like. Salesmen, they get a bad rep.
Yeah.
They do.
But it's by other salesmen that
Correct.
are constantly pushy.
Right.
And like just all they want to do is make money.
Yeah.
In the solar industry, there's two types of companies out there. There's the ones that are going to just try to sell you as many panels as possible. And as soon as they put panels on your roof, they're gone.
Yeah, you never hear from them again.
Never hear from them again. And then there's like the companies like, like us, like, we're a local provider, like the biggest provider in the state, where we really care what we're putting out there. Because for you to have a good experience, that's going to make our job easier when we talk to your neighbors.
Could you do this forever?
Oh, I think so, yeah.
For real?
I don't know if I would.
Sales is hard, bro.
I don't know if I want to knock on doors forever. Like, I would definitely want to, like, eventually have, like, my own team, like, a part of the company, like, that obviously that I work for. But, yeah, I love what I'm doing. Like, coming from the restaurant industry, like, where I go home at the end of the day and I'm like, well, I help people feel full.
Yeah.
I made some people laugh today. I feel good about myself. There's just no rewarding like thing like outside of that. Where in this industry, I know I'm helping people save money on a bill that they're already paying. Like I'm protecting them from inflation.
Yeah.
And I really care. I never thought I would care, but I do find myself caring more about the environment. And I know what we're putting on people's roof is helping everybody out in longevity.
You came on here just for a commercial, huh? You just
dude,
get a fucking TM.
I do it so often. I'm telling you, like, this is why I've been so busy lately. Because I'm at people's door every single day.
Yeah.
So it's just ingrained in my head.
Did being a server help you to be able to talk to people like that on the fly?
No.
Really?
I thought it would, and you see a lot of servers in our industry come from serving to try to sell people stuff but honestly it did not help me out because it's I'm trying to think it's just a different type of conversation. I'm not when you go to a restaurant and stuff
because they're going there to eat.
They're going there to eat. Yeah,
you're not trying to sell them their
I'm
food.
not trying to sell them food
right.
and stuff where I'm showing up at people's door that don't want to see me anyway.
Yeah.
And I know what I'm who I'm gonna talk to. And when as soon as I open up and when I start their conversation, my brain's turning so much. I'm like, who does this person remind me of? Where it worked before. Because everyone's different, but everybody does fit into similar categories. I joke around. I'm like, hey, if everybody was a single a single mom, I would be the richest guy in the room. Single women, single mothers love me.
It's not because you knock on the door with your shirt off.
I would get a lot less business nowadays if I did that than if I was 25. If I was 25, knock on my door with my shirt off, they'd be, come on in.
Yeah, little liver king.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I think because I'm a dad and because there's things about me that you can obviously tell that I'm married, everything like that. Women like that, and I'm coming from a place of genuine.
Yeah.
And I think single moms can really see that.
Mm-hmm.
Where I struggle with older men, post 60.
Yeah.
Which honestly isn't a huge. I don't know who I'm talking to when I go to the door. That's a big thing.
Where do you get your leads from?
Dude, just knocking doors.
You're just hitting a neighborhood.
Just hitting neighborhoods, yeah.
That's fucked up.
I go everywhere.
That's hard.
It's super hard. And it's super stressful, when it's okay, this is the only way I make my money.
Yeah.
But
commission?
Straight 100%.
No hourly.
No hourly, yeah.
That's fucked, bro. That would stress me out to the max, dude.
But I learned, and we do this, weekly, meetups, with the teams.
Yeah.
I think it's 3 times a week. And I was talking to one of the main managers and stuff. I'm like, listen, life doesn't give a shit. What your situation is.
Mm-hmm.
Your bills are coming every single day. And it's never gonna stop.
Yeah, you sink or swim.
So you either sink or you swim.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not people too many times take a sales job and they are bad at it and they say, oh well, it's because it doesn't work. It's not me per se.
Bad product.
It's a bad product.
Yeah.
And they never look inward. Where it's I know
Inward.
Yeah. But I think because I'm a dad and because I'm married, everything like that, women like that. But I think because I'm a dad and because I'm married, everything like that, women like that. But I think because I'm a dad and because I'm married, everything like that, women like that. But I think because I'm a dad and because I'm married, everything like that, women like that. But I think because I'm a dad and because I'm married, everything like that, women like that. But I think because I'm a dad and because I'm married, everything like that, women like that. But I think because I'm a dad and because I'm married, everything like that, women like that. But I think because I'm a dad and because I'm married, everything like that, women like that. But I think because I'm a dad and because I'm married, everything like that, women like that. But I think because I'm a dad and because I'm married, everything like that, women like that. But I think because I'm a dad and because I'm married, everything like that, women like that. But I think because I'm a dad and because I'm married, everything like that, women like that. But I think because I'm a dad and Like personally, right?
Oh.
Yeah. They don't take personal.
Oh,
Yeah, they don't
I
take.
thought you said
yeah.
like a brother, and
We're going balls deep here. Yeah, yeah. But but yeah, like I think too many times like they just find other reasons like to blame something, and I'm like, no, like it's me at the end of the day. If I did something wrong, that's on me, not my company, not the product. It's me. I did something wrong, and I just know but when I do things good, and I more than often do things right, that's on me too. So I feel good.
Did you not like being a server?
I love being a server, but what I hated was I always capped out.
What do you mean?
Like there would only be so much money I could make, right? And then I would watch my managers. They make less money than I did. So it's like, well, I'm just starting over the next day, and I know what I could potentially make, and it's not what I want to make. So it's like with this job, shoot, if I want to make more money, I just sell more.
You just hustle.
I just hustle. Yeah. I'm just out there actively doing it.
But aren't you hustling as a server too? I mean, the better service you give, you would hope.
Not as much though.
Really?
Yeah. I meant, I don't really like to go into how much I make when I
No, don't worry about
do
that.
make a sale, but it's so much more than
Is it really?
Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because it's direct sales. It's they're not paying the advertisement, they're paying me.
I'm in the presence of royalty right now.
No. Not, dude. If I talk to some of your neighbors, they would be like, no, nope.
Hey, I might buy some panels from you.
You might, yeah.
Do you guys service out here?
We service everywhere, yeah.
Oh, damn. That's a good line.
Well, we service everywhere in Arizona.
Oh, man.
So yeah, anywhere in the valley and stuff. We target APS territories, just because they're the most expensive utility providers, and they offer the most for excess power than somewhere like SRP.
Is it worth it though?
Absolutely.
For real?
For sure.
So how does that work? Because I'm under the impression I don't know shit about shit. Do you?
Same.
Same.
I'm not an expert at shit.
Okay.
I wouldn't say I know a lot about shit. I love taking shits.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite pastimes.
Yes, sir.
And all I can say about shit is if you're pooping, you need a bidet.
It gets messy.
It gets messy.
I have a bidet. I have a bidet.
Thank you.
Ugh, fingertips. Dude, she got a bidet. She got it installed, and I just looked at that thing, and I loathed it, and I was just like, I'll never use this shit ever in my life. Fast forward a month later, I've been looking at it every day. Everybody's out of the house. I just took a mean old growler. I'm like, you know what? Let me see. I throttled that thing up, dude, like I was on a fucking BMX bike.
The first time is a trip, because it's like whoa.
But it's nice, right?
So
it's kind of nice.
Okay, so some things I really like about a bidet is somebody broke this down to me, and they used wet wipes.
Yeah.
And I started doing that for a while.
Okay.
Because he was like, hey, listen, if you fall down in shit, right?
Right.
Are you gonna get a dry paper towel and be like, okay, cool, we're good to go?
No. You're gonna clean that bitch off.
You're gonna take a shower. You're gonna get cleaned. So I was like, oh, that makes total sense. Why do we do that with our assholes? So I started using wet wipes, and then I saw a movie. It's so much. The things that I've learned in movies is crazy.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw a movie where they had a bidet, and I'm like, what the hell is that?
Yeah.
I looked it up on Amazon, $20. I installed it myself, and I was like, this is life changing. Because
dude,
all you need the paper towels for is just to dry your ass.
I don't even do that, bro.
And that's kind of weird.
I just rock the wet butt for 10 minutes.
Do you have a water softener?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so awesome.
Yeah. And because out here the pipes are buried low, so it's hot water.
Oh shoot.
So it's nice.
Oh my gosh.
It's nice. And this one,
I might have to take a shit before I leave.
You can cruise through, bro. You can cruise through. This one, if you throttle to the right, throttle. Yeah, if you throttle to the right, that's for your b-hole.
Yeah.
If you throttle to the front, that's for ladies' front butt. So it just takes care of everything. Do you wipe after to check?
Yeah, I do the pat down. You know, like there's so many different.
Are you coming from the front?
Isn't that crazy? People do like from
Do
differently.
you you wipe from the front?
Well, wiping is different now. So like when I'm wiping, like I'm just patting myself dry, and it is from the front. Like,
Bro, that's illegal.
is it?
It should be.
Why?
Do you wipe from the? Okay, so when you weren't when you weren't bideting,
Uh-huh.
were you scooping from the front?
Dude, it's been so long since I've like like wiped my ass, like because I have a bidet.
Doesn't it suck when you got to use somebody else's toilet or like a work toilet or something?
I don't do it. I don't do it.
You'll hold it.
I'll shit my pants. 100%. I'm not using that sandpaper that they call toilet paper on my ass.
Yeah.
And I know I have the cleanest, one of the top 5 cleanest assholes
Yeah.
in the state.
Yeah. You're battling me for that, dude, because I'm in there.
I take cleanup duty serious.
I'm clean.
I bet.
Dude, when I used to wipe, before I got fancy, I used to roll that bitch around my first knuckle and I'd get in there. First knuckle.
That is the worst visual.
But it's there.
It's in my head.
It's ingrained forever.
And I will forever and always think differently of you because of that. First finger to the knuckle.
No. Not the knuckle. First knuckle.
First knuckle?
First knuckle.
Okay.
Just like, the submarine telescope that sticks out and just kind of looks around. That's all I'm doing. Just first knuckle beehole. Just.
You might have a cleaner asshole than me.
I do, bro.
If that's shit, you might be hiring a team to clean
I'm
that
telling you this. I do this.
Yeah.
I'm about this life, bro. Clean beehole life.
The cool thing about bidets though too, like going, obviously they clean the ass really well, but if you're constipated, you shoot a little water in your blood,
dude.
it like flushes it out.
People don't understand.
It's just it should almost be a crime
Mm-hmm.
that toilet makers don't just automatically
Just have them.
Like,
It's so smart.
it's so smart and it's so easy.
Dude.
Isn't it crazy too? Like this is like the crazy thing about bidets, where I'm like, dude, people aren't that special because every asshole is the same.
Uh-huh.
Because I sit down.
Well, hold on. I've seen some broken spokes before, dude.
But this is what I'm saying. That bidet, when it shoots up,
Uh-huh.
when it's on your, it's spot on. It's
Yeah.
hitting the bullseye every time.
Every time.
And it doesn't matter who you are. Like, that is incredible. The technology that they've used to master that, like, I mean, if that was if that was military technology, that would sell for millions. Crazy. People would be dead.
They make some with dryers. That's real.
How
So you don't
much?
got to do your front dabs no more, dude.
Dude, I'm good at selling solar,
Uh-huh.
but I would be better at selling bidets.
They sell
door to door.
themselves, bro.
Dude, yeah.
If you don't have one right now, you need to go spend that $20 to $30 on Amazon. It's a super easy install.
So easy.
Dude.
I called my landlord up one time to turn on my fucking light.
Yeah.
Because I switched like the light bulb. I like fucking did this thing. He drove down 40 minutes just to go, because I forgot that. But I was able to install a bidet.
Yeah. Dude, get one if you don't have one. They're literally life-changing.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating to have to use the work restroom now because I'm like, these peasants don't know how. They're not living properly, dude.
These peasants.
Hey, okay, let's get back on track, man. What happened with your podcast, bro? The apron.
The apron. TAP.
TAP.
It was a double entendre
I know.
because I trained
Mm-hmm.
and you tap out like, on there. So that was
I
tap.
really liked it, dude.
Dude, I like
7 episodes.
7 episodes. The 8th one is coming. No, I'm just kidding.
Are you still? Do you
No,
want to
no,
pick
no.
it back up?
No, just because I'm not in the industry anymore.
You still have stories.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, I feel like it's different when you're doing it every single day.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, I was really confident, like, every time we'd go in there, because it's like, dude, I have a funny story about a customer yesterday,
Yeah.
like that deal.
I would watch and be like, how's he going to keep this up forever?
Yeah.
Because that would have been hard to, because eventually you're going to talk about everything.
See, I think that was an issue, right? Like where it's like, okay, cool. Eventually, we're gonna talk about everything, but like, I mean, you probably here, like you're talking to similar people, but the conversations come out differently.
That's true.
You see it on the Joe Rogan podcast. They have millions of guests, very similar guests, doing very similar fields, just different perspectives, right?
That's true.
So I think having different guests, like that was going to be the big thing, right? Like we're doing our, the people that we work with, and then we would expand out to other restaurants, other like, I mean, because food's big, right? Like look at all the food industry, like
and
all
food will be
Food
forever.
Network, and food will be forever, yeah.
Right.
So like different cultures like are like big into like food.
Oh
so
yeah, you didn't even get to tap into any of that stuff.
no, nothing, yeah. I really enjoyed doing it, but it was like, I know we talked off air. It was one of those things. It's like I'm all in when I do anything.
Yeah.
Like, and people around me have to be all in as well. And I love the people that would like, that would co-host with me. But it was like pulling teeth some days to be like, hey, like this is the same time every single week, one day a week.
Right.
Like you can't make it. Like, come on, man.
Just
like,
show up, dude.
Yeah.
You know this is what's happening.
I would buy pizza like for everybody and stuff. Like I would like make sure food was there because like I value people's time. So I'm like, hey, you're doing this for me. Like let me like give back. And it just it became less fun, like because I had to do that process.
And that sucks, bro. I've had 2 co-hosts.
Yeah.
Both gone. It's just what it is. This is my show, right? But I really tried as hard as I could to be like, yeah, I paid the bill, but this is your show too.
Yeah.
Like I want you to feel pride in that. You can make decisions.
That
You can say, hey,
I know where you're coming from.
I just, if I have an idea and I tell you and you're
want
like,
people
I
to be-
don't think that's going to work. Well, let's talk about it. I'm not going to immediately be like, okay, we won't.
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. And then if you make it make sense, let's not do it.
But and that comes down. I think that comes down to the type of people we are. Like where
Bitches.
bitches. Well, no, you just want everybody to feel like they're contributing and that they're a part of the process.
But you know what? Also, I go above and beyond with that because I'm like, I know that they'll quit if I don't, and that's just the truth.
Oh, that's
a heavy hitter thing to be
Yeah.
able to say. But I'm like, if I don't give and give and give and give, you'll stop.
yeah. Well, the like podcasts in general, I thought the concept made a lot of sense. Like having guests, because like let's say this, like this is how I thought the Apron podcast would be big, because I thought restaurants are huge, people have friends, so hey, listen, you come on this show and just mention on your Instagram, like mention on your story that you're doing a podcast. Your friends will watch that, like, and if some of your friends watch that, let's say 200. Because I have a lot of friends. I would like to think so. Most of the people that would watch the podcast, the first couple, were like all my friends. So it went decent.
I waited.
Yeah, no,
I waited for episodes.
People enjoyed what we were talking about because they liked me.
It's only because I knew you.
Only because you knew me.
I didn't know
right?
those fucking guys.
So my idea was I'm gonna get my friends to like stay and watch this. Now, if the guests would come on and just shout us out, like on their like social media, now they're gonna get their friends, and maybe if they have like 200 friends, 5 of them watch them.
Yeah.
And then
It's a numbers game.
1 out of the 5, like us, like me, and like the other co-host, then we get that person, and then we get another guest. The other guest is maybe let's say they have 2,000 friends.
Yeah, you got to grow.
Yeah, if all the guests would do was just post it on their whatever, it would have. I think it probably would have kept on going.
Yeah.
But it was just I would ask, hey, can you post that? And they wouldn't do it, and I'm like, okay.
But why wouldn't you post something you were a part of?
Because I think for the most part, like with friends, they'll hear you out or they'll do something because they're your friend, but they don't share the same vision as you. Yeah, that's
true.
And there's no. Yeah, like their vision was they're gonna come here, have a fun time. That's it. And it's not work for them. The reason how other podcasters are so like grow and they get bigger is because they invite other podcasters that are just as important or as just as big as they are, and they're bringing their group of like audience, and then the group of audience that are on that podcast that they're on is coming back
It's
to
like
them,
built in.
and they're just building in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the Joe Rogan podcast, anybody that's on that has a podcast has benefited from that.
Blowing up, dude.
Blowing up. If they're on the Joe Rogan podcast, they're getting
They're winning.
yeah. And they can probably make a decent living out of it.
Mhm.
Because as far as I know, like YouTube pay structure and stuff, like the longer the videos, the longer the
watch time needs to be.
watch time. Yeah, the watch time. Like the more money that you can make, or the more like get recommended from other people. So yeah, like the podcasts are a good way to make a living, but you have to do it right. I feel like.
Well, that's what's hard about this, because all of my episodes I try to have about an hour and a half, right? Some go a little bit longer, some go a little bit less. With the algorithm to really work, I need people watching like 30 to 45 minutes. A lot of people aren't doing that. Yeah. I love podcasts because I have a 45-minute drive to work.
Hey, if anybody that's watching that likes this podcast, this is what you need to do to help the channel out. Put it on autoplay and just watch the whole playlist. Don't even watch it. I'll be honest. That's what I did with when you said you had a podcast. I just put your thing on and I let my watch every single episode, because I was like, okay, cool, like
and it helps, dude.
Yeah,
that's why. So there's a kid. What's his name, man? What's his fucking name? Ryan's Toy Review, biggest kid on podcast, dude. Right, on YouTube. Do you know why?
No,
because he gets kids to and it's really his parents.
Oh, dude,
he gets kids to watch on their phone. Okay.
Yeah.
Kids watching. Come to dinner. That kid's not going to turn his phone off and go to dinner.
On going, yeah.
It's going to keep playing.
Oh
next video. Next podcast
is for the kids, okay?
Yeah, we're going to do egg reviews and shit. No, for real. That's how he does it.
That's so smart.
And then they lost their phone, so now they need a tablet. So now it's running on 2 devices at once.
Oh my goodness.
And that's how he's the highest paid kid on YouTube. Ryan's Toy. It pisses me off, man.
Dude,
it doesn't piss me off. I'm happy for him.
It probably pisses you off because your kids are watching it and you're like, fuck, these guys are annoying.
And I'm like, watch the Sonder Experience.
This is daddy, okay?
Yeah. I'm daddy to a lot of people, dude. It's just what it is.
Me too. It's funny, like I never used to call people like daddy or anything like that. Like, I think it's a new trendy thing that like kids are doing. But like everybody like in our group text, like at our work and stuff, like we call each other daddy all the time.
While you're blowing each other, or how does that work?
Afterwards, okay. That's another thing. Okay. Think about. I think it's so weird when people like like in sex or whatever and stuff like that. If, like people call each other daddy, or like the girl calls like the dad. I'm like, dad is your dad.
Right.
Like that's weird in general.
I don't like it.
I would
I would say please don't.
Please don't. Yeah.
I don't like daddy. I definitely don't like that zaddy bullshit.
Zaddy.
What
the hell is that?
The ghetto daddy. Ooh, zaddy.
Gosh.
What up, zaddy? I fucking hate it, dude.
I've never heard zaddy.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it is
it's
good, yeah.
miserable.
Yeah.
That's ratchet shit. In my opinion. I don't like. You have a father and you want to think about your father while I'm balls deep like that.
Yeah, that's weird.
That's not it.
So weird.
That's not a win for me.
Yeah.
Do you have a hard time? So, like, are you on good terms with everybody from the show?
Oh yeah, no.
You are?
Absolutely. Like, I mean, I don't talk like to them actively or anything like that. Like, I think it was one of those things. Like, the people that were like the co-hosts, like involved like in the show, like they understood. Like, it wasn't me. Like, I'm not mad at them. Like if I wanted to do it, I would have just done it by myself. Like, I think I'm very scatterbrained. Obviously, as you can hear how I talk, like I'm very all over the place, but I can hold a conversation.
Yeah.
Like I can talk.
That's what you need to do.
Yeah. Like
people aren't going to watch a podcast and just have you sit there. It doesn't work.
But in people that was another thing that we would fall into every now and like the first 2 episodes if we had a guest on. Like so we never posted the first 2. We called it like, was it episode -1 and episode 0? We never post those because like they were really bad. Like the guests wouldn't talk. Like we didn't know how to interact with guests too. Like so then we kind of like came up with the formulas like that Hot One did, like with games, and then we started implementing that, which was fun. I thought it would give the what's the word I'm looking for, the viewer, like something to look forward to, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, oh yeah, like, they're gonna talk, interview, do that whole thing, then they're gonna play a game at the end. So like, stick around for the game. Unfortunately, YouTube, like, you can just skip, scroll past. But sometimes like people would watch the whole thing. But yeah, like we just always just try to make it fun for the guest.
Yeah.
Talk about our experience in the restaurant and kind of just feel like, well, what's your perspective off of serving individuals?
Yeah. My first co-host, we don't talk at all.
Really?
We don't talk at all.
Was it like
we worked together. We spent holidays together. I invited him over for holidays and shit. And it's not even that it ended badly. It ended in a way that was kind of like dirty. Like,
well,
not dirty.
I want to know.
It's not even, there's no drama about it. It's just like, I'm just not going to show up
Drama
anymore.
alert.
I'm just not going to show up anymore, and I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
And my text would be like, hey, dude, where are you at? Oh, I'm doing this and this and that.
Ugh.
Well, okay. What about next week? Oh, yeah, next week.
As a co-host, like, at least like when they were there, were they a big part of it?
No.
Oh, that.
So
do you think like, I feel like a big reason too why like people were kind of like cool with like, with ending it like for the Apron podcast was because it was so much me, where they kind of felt like they weren't doing anything, or like in some people, I don't know, like I can't speak for everybody, but like, but yeah, like I think if you're on that end too, like where you're just there for the ride, but you know deep down that you're not really adding much, like you're just waiting for it to end.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be a part of it, like you just kind of want to, like, just in a way just fade out.
He was my first guy. I tried to have him be almost like a producer, not necessarily a co-host, but the way that it worked out is at first he was just going to never be on camera and just do audio and video the whole time.
Okay.
But then something happened to where he got on camera once, but then wanted to be on camera again and wanted to stay on camera, but didn't want to offer much as conversation. Even with my guests and stuff, it was just me talking. Like, he could still be here right now.
Yeah.
And this is what it would be like. It's just laughing every now and then, right? No hate on him or whatever, but then I was like, okay, well, let's not give you a mic and not give you a camera again like we originally planned. But then he wanted it. And I was like, okay, well, then you need to, like, contribute.
What was it the last guy that was on the podcast?
No, that was Jesse.
Okay.
No, the other guy.
So there was two people on the podcast.
Yes. Yeah.
Was the other one like
what?
That guy? Because I just watching the podcast, like you really like seemed like you were trying to like open that guy up a little bit.
The little Mexican guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Jesse.
Okay.
He was my most recent. He left just because
he was funny.
I enjoyed having him.
Yeah.
But he didn't enjoy it.
That sucks.
Yeah. I don't want
to. Did he let you know that though? Like
yeah, he sent me a text.
That's good though.
He sent me a text and he let me know what was going on, and I still see him at the gym or whatever, and there's no love lost. We definitely talk a lot less because we were always bickering because he had life views that I didn't have. And so I came across as argumentative, but truthfully, I just wanted to know more.
Hey, he was talking about like being a black, so I was like, whoa. I was like, just that sentence alone, I was like, shit. Like,
if something doesn't make sense to me, I question it in a way that almost makes somebody be defensive.
Yeah.
Which is frustrating as well because it's like, dude, if you're so ingrained in your beliefs, my question shouldn't shake you that much.
Exactly, yeah.
You should be able to answer what I have with conviction.
Well, that's a reason why I actually really enjoy watching Andrew Tate. Because what he says it with conviction, and he believes and he stands behind what he says. Mm-hmm. I try to model that, just in general. But that's a good perspective that, what you're saying, if it shakes you, it's because you're questioning what you believe in.
Maybe not. I don't know. I can't speak for him. Okay. I just know that we always.
I was just saying in general.
I get what you're saying. We just butted heads a lot.
He went to. I'm trying to think because I have a good memory. Like, surprisingly, considering I used to get hit in the head. I have a good memory. I just don't remember him from Peoria Accelerated High School.
He's older.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no. We didn't go to high school. We met at the gym.
But the other one went to my high school.
No.
But they knew Leonard?
Who are you talking about? You did get punched in the head. Are you talking about Jesse?
So Jesse was the Mexican one, right?
Sitting where?
Sitting.
Jesse hasn't been on this episode in like 2 months, month and a half. Are you talking about the people on episode 66, my last guests? Brandon Reed and Buddha, Jose Madril?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were never co-hosts.
Oh, shoot. Well, my bad.
No. I've been solo dolo for a month and a half now.
So the last guest, it was...
Those were just guests.
Those were just guests?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the last like 6 episodes have been just
Just
guests.
guests. Okay, cool. Okay, that makes sense. Because I was like, dang, that just happened then. Because like when you said co-host, like... oh, okay. How do you like that? How do you like being like a solo guy?
I'm going to tell you what, dude. It's easier for me because I don't have to run anything by anybody.
Yeah.
I get to conduct the show the way that I want to conduct it, and I don't have to worry about anybody's feelings.
Yeah.
Not that I'm out to hurt feelings or it's not a gotcha podcast, right? I'm not trying to get one on you. But if I have a question that I'm genuinely interested in, I can ask it without
Run it by somebody.
worrying about what's he
Yeah.
going to think if I ask this.
Okay.
Because Jesse had a problem with some of the guests.
Dang, that's awkward.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
had a problem with some of the guests and he didn't care to hear about certain things.
Huh.
So he told me that it took a lot out of him,
Okay.
which I can understand because he is a very positive thinking guy. He doesn't want any negativity around him.
Yeah.
I don't see certain things as negativity. I see it as like learning experiences. Everybody's got a story. Some are happy, some are sad, but life is life.
I think it's really interesting in life, like to hear other people's perspective.
Yeah.
And people can go through very similar things,
Mhm.
but turn out totally different on the other side.
Whether I agree with what you're saying or not, I still want to hear it.
Yeah.
And I have questions, but don't get offended at my questions.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's it. And if you have anything for me, you fucking ask away, dude. I just told you I go knuckle deep in my butthole. Like,
yeah.
I will talk about whatever, dude.
Not visual again. I just got that out of my head, and now it's just back in my head.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, whatever. I've had worse things in my head though too. Like, I don't. Maybe it's because I'm older. You know, like, are you familiar with intrusive thoughts,
Yeah.
dude?
I have them all the time. I do.
It's
Sometimes I act on them.
oh, that's scary. That's scary.
It's fucked up.
But like, I never knew what like intrusive thought was. Like, and I was on a boat with my friend, and I was saying, I was like, man, like, do you ever like get like the urge, like, you know, like let's say like you're on like a high, like, you know, building or something like that. You look down, you just want to jump.
Yeah.
You know, like, he's like, oh yeah, it's called what was it called? Something of the fear of the void. Fear of the void or something like that.
Fear of the void?
Yeah. So,
I'm going to look this up. I never heard
yeah,
that.
it's something of the void, but like, and it goes through. It's intrusive thoughts that go into people's heads, and they know what they would do would be bad, but they hate the fact that they're afraid of doing it, so it makes them upset. So they act on those urges. So you could be totally happy, you know, like, but you get that intrusive thought in your head, and you do it, even though like you lived a good life or whatever. You have no thoughts of suicide, but you just do it anyway.
Call of the void.
Call the void. That's it. Call the void.
Because
yes.
fear of the void is called kenophobia, which is an intense fear of empty spaces.
Call the void. It's
Call of the void
yeah.
is a high place phenomenon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But like, so and my friend was like, oh, dude, like that's a common thing. I'm like, oh, shoot, like I'm not crazy. Thank God. Oh man.
I have it on the freeway while I'll be driving. I'd be like, I could just turn and
Yeah.
crash into this oncoming.
That's scary. Yeah.
I think about that stuff. I think about it all the time, dude. I'll be hanging out with somebody and I'll be like, I wonder what it'd feel like if I just socked you in your face right now. Not you. Not you, dude. You're like fucking
Any other
bringing
guests
it,
that are
bro.
gonna be on the Sonder experience, just remember, this guy is thinking about punching you. He's a big guy too. But
I'm being serious.
and to go like on like the thought that you had, like you thought about punching people. There was one time, my boy Talia La Magma, dude, I love that guy. I'm cutting bread, like, right? And I literally just think in my head, what if I just fucking stabbed everybody,
Yeah.
like with here, like it would be so easy. It would be so easy to do it. And then like I told Tyler La Magma that, like, he's like, oh dude, I have that thought all the time.
Dude,
I'm like, all the time.
I'll have it at the gun range. Be like, what's to stop? Like, how many people could
What's to
I take
stop
out?
This, yeah.
How many people could I take out before I was finished? For real. I would never do this stuff. But it's just
I would never do it.
again. No, these are just thoughts.
Under the right circumstances, though, bad day, thought comes in my head. Who knows?
Does that make you crazy? That doesn't make you crazy.
I think so. I think it's like a religious thing, like in my head, because there's always the constant, like, temptation of doing bad. So I think the devil is always trying to tempt you to making that decision.
What are you, Christian?
Christian, yeah.
Or Christian?
Yeah. I was
Okay.
baptized Catholic when I was born, but they scare God into you.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Like,
Yeah.
you're just living a life because you don't want God to think differently of you. That's how I feel. Where Christians, it's like, oh, God already died for you, so live life.
But isn't that, like, some people will be like, you think that's a get out of jail free card then?
It's funny because I literally just had this conversation, and I would say, like, yes and no. Like, I think sometimes people can use it like that. But like, because, gosh, I say this, and I told this like to this person too, like, and I'm like, I'm not a chronic masturbator. I don't want anybody to think this.
Sure.
But
You're a man.
But yeah, but so I told him, like, yeah, like, blah, blah, like, and then, like, like we went off, like, on, like, masturbation and everything like that, but like, so a conversation about it, but I'm like, okay, cool. Like, this is, when you're trying to explain something and that's like the first thing that goes to your head, like, cause I was talking about, like, self-forgiveness, and just masturbating is like the first thing that in my head. But then, like, we had a long conversation about it. And I'm like, God damn, now I think he thinks I'm a chronic masturbator. But like, anyway, but it was a good conversation, really good conversation. Really respect this guy's, like, whole, like, what we talked about. But shoot, I'm trying to think where I was going at this point. Sometimes I was hitting the head a lot. Okay?
To make you feel a little bit better, I have a problem with masturbation. I've said it several times. Not a chronic,
yeah,
but compulsive.
Oh, thank you for getting me back on track. But like, so I feel bad when I masturbate, and I know, like, like that God doesn't want me to masturbate. So if I do it, I know I'm directly doing something that he doesn't want me to do.
And you think about it during.
And I don't think about it during.
I do.
Yeah, I try to fucking avoid that. But that post-nut syndrome, like
instant clarity.
Instant clarity where it's like, fuck, dude, like, what did I do? Like, now I look nasty. I think it is because the devil is throwing that temptation for you to masturbate, and you do it, and then afterwards you just feel, because it's wrong, and you before you're doing it, as you're doing it, and then after you're doing it, there's 3 stages, and you fucked up on every stage. And God, like, wanted you to, like, not do it, and you knew that it was bad, and he told you. So I don't know. I still feel bad if I do it, and I feel worse because I know what I'm doing is bad.
The worst part about that is when you realize
that was a tongue twister.
But I got you, because I feel the same way, and a lot of times I'll be like, I should start praying. I should feel like I should repent right now.
Yeah.
But then a lot of times I'll be like, he's not listening to me. But that's the devil being like,
yes, that's
you're
the devil.
too far gone.
Exactly.
Now,
Yeah.
which is not true. Pray immediately.
Yeah.
That's what we're called to do. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's literally what the gentleman told me. He's like, yeah, just like, he's like, I know it sounds crazy, but just pray about it.
Yeah.
I don't do it, like, like when I watch, like, porn anymore or anything like that. Like, I'll do it, like, let's say, like, my wife's that time of month, like, and I don't like having urges.
Yeah.
So I'll do it, like, but before, oh man, funny story. My wife was 8 months pregnant at the time, and I was looking at porn. I was like jacking off, like, in the toilet.
Say it again.
Jacking off in the toilet. Jacking off in the toilet. But like, and she walks in, and I do this like thing where I'm like, grab the phone, like, you know, like turn around, like acting like I'm like pooping and stuff, like super awkward, you know, like, and obviously at that point it's like, okay, point of no return. I gotta go out, you know, explain myself, and you know, like my wife is so nice.
Yeah.
You know, like she's like, oh, like I'm like, oh, sorry about that. She's like, oh, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, like, you know, I was like masturbating. She's like, what? Like,
Oh, she knew.
I don't know. Like,
She knew, bro.
like, she was like, oh, like, she's like, well, what'd you do with your phone? I was like, well, I was looking at porn. And that's where like she got sad and she got upset. Like, and I understand it because it's like, well, you know, like she's getting upset because I'm visualizing other, like, you know, that action, you know, like, and it made me feel bad. Like, she was 8 months pregnant at the time too, like, you know, so she told me after, like, several months after the
Hormones
fact.
are going.
What's up? Yeah, hormones
Yeah.
are going. Yeah, so she felt like she's like, oh, well, like, what about me? You know, like,
Yeah.
type deal. And yeah, so I felt terrible, you know, like, but we got over it and stuff. Like, so now, like, if I do like masturbate, it's not to porn or anything like that, which I feel better.
How?
What?
You're just in there with your thoughts?
Dude,
Imagination?
imagination is fucking awesome.
I don't have one anymore.
Is the older you get, the less imagination you have?
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Me too. Okay, so we're the same age.
Let me guess. September 10th.
Yeah.
Is that crazy?
How'd you know?
I listened to the podcast, dude.
Oh.
You literally said it, yeah.
I was like,
I had him there.
Oh,
Yeah, he was
shit.
like, shit. Yeah. Plus, I guess I could have found out like on like Facebook. I'm not on Facebook or anything.
See,
like
I don't
that,
even
yeah.
think like that. I was just like, how the fuck?
You're like, dang, John.
How the
yeah.
fuck masturbation gives you powers?
All right, you know what? I should just been like, oh, you told me like 8 years ago.
See, yeah, that would
You
have
were
been some
like,
best
dang,
friend
yeah.
shit.
Yeah,
Dude.
you're
That
like,
would have
you
been.
remembered? Yeah. So yeah, I barely remember like, you know, mine.
I never had an imagination to begin with, dude. Even as a kid, it was hard for me to pretend. I never had a make believe friend or.
This kind of reminds, like, you talk about like imagination and stuff. Can you close your eyes and visualize
A star.
anything? Like, let's say close your eyes and visualize a what do they call that?
Airplane.
Rainbow. Can you see all the colors and like see everything?
Like how? Okay, so this is a test, right?
Yeah, I guess
it's a
so,
test that you can take.
Yeah.
I've heard of it. I don't remember the name of it. Okay, let me see. If I close my eyes,
Is it as clear as seeing a picture?
No, I can't even see it. I can see
Black? You just see a black?
black with some red, some squiggly, almost looks like tears.
Uh-huh.
If I open my eyes right now, your clothes better be on, bro.
Now you're like, yeah, clothes better be off.
No,
Like, come on. Balls
I don't-
deep, baby.
I can't-
Show you the meaning.
No, dude, I can't see shit. Some people can see vivid.
Well, here's the thing. So like this fucking drives me crazy. So my wife, she says she can see perfectly visual like rainbow, and like, you know, I'm like, oh, that's probably why she likes to read, because she can actually like fucking play a movie in her head when she's reading.
I can't read.
Oh, dude, this is why I went to Peoria Accelerated High School. I was a fucking
Yeah, I
dude,
can't.
spelling. I'm terrible at. Like,
Yeah.
I can read. You know, like,
Yeah, I'm not illiterate. I just don't retain. Does that make sense?
the way you said it kind of sounded like you're illiterate.
Fuck off, dude.
You're like, I can't read.
I'm Sarah McLachlan. No, I can read, man. I
you-
can
you
read a
don't
whole
retain
page
information
very
like that, yeah.
fast, flip the page, and be like, "What the fuck did I just do?"
Yeah,
I don't-
it just words to you, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're just reading words. Yeah.
I read like somebody would
I used
read
to
a
get like that.
grocery list.
Okay.
I don't retain. It's just duh, 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 duh. I can't. I don't even know how to read with like proper punctuation.
So I used to be like that, but then I started like to like read like self-help books, and I like somebody that I used to like, you know, like look up to and stuff like that, like told me about it. Like, he's like, yeah, like don't just read the words, study what they're saying. So get like a fucking like a Sharpie and like highlight the things like that Well, not Sharpie, but yeah, like highlighter. Yeah. So what the fuck
Get your
is
life
that? Yeah.
together, bro.
Jesus, punch in the head a lot.
Yeah, don't give me a hard time about reading, dude.
String of fucking sentences
I know
together,
the
John.
difference between a highlighter and a
But
fucking
yeah, like
Sharpie.
highlight, like, you know, and just study what you're actually reading, and that changed, like, you know, reading to me.
Yeah.
But anyway, like it drives me crazy that there's some people that can visualize these things.
Mm-hmm.
Drives me even more crazy that there are some people that don't have an inner monologue.
Their conscience?
No, they don't. They don't think words. Like, so if you you talk obviously in your head,
Uh-huh.
you know, you can think of words like, oh shit, like, you know, like there's things going on in your head.
Yeah.
There are people that don't have that.
No, mine's constant.
Same.
I can't turn it off.
It drives me. It will keep me up at
That's
night.
why I get that 4 to 6 hours of sleep, because a half hour to an hour of it's laying, just go to sleep. You gotta go to bed. You gotta go to bed. Do penguins have knees? Am I gonna die tonight? Am I gonna, like, just crazy shit, thinking about everything that I did that day.
Well, you being like a father too, like so I used to not care too much, like if I died, you know, like because it's like, oh dude, like I don't have kids, like if I die, fuck, I'm dead, who cares?
Yeah.
You know, like now I'm like, dude, if I die, who's gonna take care of my kids?
Well,
How my kids like quality of life gonna like end up? And that shit drives me to live.
Yeah.
Like which is awesome, like, but it's like, man, like I never used to have like these types of fears.
mine's more shameful though. Like, my wife would be able to support because she has a good paying job too, right? You might have
Yeah.
to sell the house and get my life insurance or whatever. But I'm just like, they're gonna find my fucking fat body there, dude, and I'm gonna be bummed out. Like, even in death, I'm gonna be sad.
Aw.
Isn't that fucked up? I don't want anybody to find me.
Dang.
That's why, dude. So, time to take a dark turn. I was in a bad place a couple months ago where I like wanted to kill myself, and one of the main reasons
God,
why
I don't, dude. I'm so sorry. I don't know why you said that, and I wanted to laugh,
it's funny.
dude. Like I had this like thing, like, dude. It's so fucking like it's so bad because like I think when things get awkward, I want to laugh.
Yeah.
You know, like
Are you? Is this awkward?
No. So
Oh.
we'll continue. Like, but like, because I know like what you're saying is like deep and stuff, and I'm like, dude, like, John,
This isn't the time to laugh.
don't fucking laugh. You know, like, and somebody I used to work with at the restaurant and stuff, like, he told me about his friend dying. Like, he's like, yeah, my friend just died, and I literally looked at him. I was like, like, because every time he fucking comes up to me, he tells me the funniest inappropriate joke ever, and then he fucking just laid that bomb on me.
It is what
and
it
I'm
is,
like,
dog.
I'm like,
One time, my grandmother told me that one of the neighbor ladies came and knocked on the door to let her know that her child just died.
oh my gosh,
And my grandmother started laughing hysterically and couldn't stop,
what?
but was like laughing, and she was brokenhearted. But
Oh.
it shocked her so much.
It's kind of like if you cry when you're happy, like,
Yeah.
you're just crying because you have so much joy. Like the opposite's true, right? Like, it's so bad, like you just
I think her body just had so much emotion that she needed to get it out
Get
in
it out,
more
yeah.
ways than just one. Like, she needed release in several different areas. So she laughed like the Joker, like maniacally, in this
Oh, God.
in this lady's face, like an insane person. And her and the lady were friends.
not anymore.
No, they really were. Like, even
Afterwards?
after, yeah,
Oh, fuck.
even afterwards, because it shocked her so much that her body broke.
Dang.
And she just blah. So I get it. But what was I saying? Oh, I wanted to kill myself. Right. But the only reason I didn't is because I didn't want anybody to find me.
What a quitter,
Yeah, I know.
I'm
I'm
kidding.
fucking have some fucking follow through.
dude. So, man, like, was it like you're going through dark times or?
Okay, so my dad was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'll just give you the fucking cliff notes. Dad was a piece of shit, beat me up, abandoned me at 14. Haven't talked to him since. Like a year ago, my cousin not forced me, but like really wanted me to talk to him again. So I did, and he abandoned me again as an adult.
Oh wow.
And so that fucked me up.
yeah.
That for some, I didn't think it would, but it did. And that's when I was just like, I'm worthless.
Mhm.
Like, I don't matter.
Were you drinking at all? Like,
Oh, like a fucking fish, dude.
see that's like, so I don't drink anymore. I used to, but like I got in a really bad. Me and my wife, we don't argue like often. Like, we have discussions and like we have different points of views, but we're very adult with how we handle things. When I drink, I'm the furthest thing from adult as possible.
Are you?
Oh yeah,
I've drank with you.
I'm fun.
You didn't have any issues.
Well, yeah, no, like
I guess because it didn't matter.
but we're boys. We're just agreeing with like us. There's no like like spat or anything.
Yeah, we
like
were
that.
fucking around.
Yeah, we're just fucking around. Like if I was drunk and like we got in an argument and stuff, I'd probably want to like just walk away or something like that because I know how I get like when there's conflict like and I'm drunk. Like it's just not good. I'm just not that good.
Yeah.
You know, like at handling conflicts when I'm drunk. I have like blinders on.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes people have emotional blinders, like when they feel a certain way. I have blinders if I'm like intoxicated or something like that.
It's like you just want to fight.
Like no, I want to win. I want going back to being competitive. I want to win, and I will say hurtful things because I know I'm gonna make them feel bad.
Oh,
you know,
gotcha.
like and sometimes I'm very witty.
Yeah.
You know, like so like that's not good. you know, like because it can make like when you're getting outwitted and stuff like that, like people get
you
pissed.
can really get in there.
Yeah, you can really get in there, and you can just hurt feelings. And like my wife is so sweet, and she's such a good person. Where it's like, dude, I just don't want to bring that out of me. Like you know, but
she doesn't drink at all.
No. Yeah, I mean, and I say like you know, we'll have the occasional like drink, like you know, beer or something like that, but like we don't get drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not opposed to drinking, you know, like, but I'm opposed to getting drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I mean, we're older now.
Yeah.
It doesn't really serve us.
I mean, we're not older. We're still young.
I feel old, bro.
You know what's crazy? Like I was thinking about this, yeah, because I think a lot now. Like now, I'm constantly thinking, like, dude, like going back to before and stuff, like keep you late at night. Like I'm always fucking thinking. My brain goes everywhere, all these different directions. I was thinking like earlier. I was like, man, like is being old, like you're not actively getting older, but what you're doing is actually seems older. Like so, it's like for example, like let's say that we like Call of Duty or something like that. You know, like well now like if like we play Call of Duty, like is that like the newer generation? They'll be that's like what old people do. Like so that's an older thing to do. Like where like they're playing Fortnite or some shit like that. Like and we're playing like so like we're not actively getting older, but what interests us is aging out. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think that's necessarily true because look at the technology. Like if that was the case, we'd still be on flip phones. Like we'd be stuck. We'd be stuck on T9. We wouldn't have the newest iPhone and doing swipe to text and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think a lot of people get older faster because they think you have to act a certain way at a certain age.
Yeah.
If you want to play video games at 40, play some video games. Are you working? Are you paying your bills? Are you contributing? Play a fucking video game, bro.
Yeah.
It's no thing.
It just so like, you know, like in the industry that like I work, like, you know, I meet with homeowners at their house, like, you know, like when we set up appointments, like I see like the different age, you know, perspectives or whatever, like and older people like, you know, like enjoy younger things. Like I just don't know. Like I think sometimes like what they used to enjoy as younger, like they still enjoy, and that's just considered older. I don't know.
I mean, I used to really, really play video games back in the day, and now I just don't have the attention span for them. I can't, like, I beat a level, and I'm exhausted. I'm like, this took too much.
Fuck, this is going to make me feel, like, a little bit older. Because, like, I same thing. I used to play, like, video games. I still do. Like, me and my wife both.
Yeah, I'll play.
Like, we build our PCs. Yeah.
Okay.
Like, she built it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. But the games I enjoy are different now. Like I play chess like a fucking madman.
You're not telling me nothing. There's a full chess piece up there.
Bro, I bought a $500 chess set.
Dude, I will spank you in chess any day of the week.
Dude, no. Okay.
Let's put money on it because I'm a fucking gambler too.
Okay. Okay, so I beat John Stamos in chess.
Like the John Stamos?
Okay, so here's on Lee Chess. The username was John Stamos, and he's not that big of a celebrity where somebody would just create an account named John Stamos. So it had to be John Stamos.
Unless you watched fucking Step Brothers.
That's true. Like Step Brothers could have been that, but I messaged him. I was like, "Are you the real John Stamos?" And he was like, "Yeah, it's cool to play with a fan." I was like, "Fuck yeah."
He's that dude.
And he was rated 2000, like on chess. Like
What does that mean?
see, I would spank you in chess.
Well, I don't play on the phone. Are you talking about playing on the phone or a computer?
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about like sitting in a park and getting down.
Oh, dude, I will sit after this, dude. We'll fucking play.
It's up
chess.
top, dog.
Yeah, I'm gonna beat your ass.
I'm
dude.
lying anyway, dude. I don't know how to play fucking chess.
Oh, thank God. Yeah. I'm pretty good at chess. Yeah, so I was like, I'm really competitive, but like
I can play, but
yeah.
I fucking lose. I've watched the Queen's Gambit. Like I know what it's about.
Yeah, you know what it's about. Yeah,
I know.
But yeah, like that's like the type of games like I've been like enjoying a lot. Like I started playing chess.
I still call it the horsey.
The,
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
the castle thingy. Yeah. That's so funny. The horsey is a fucking bitch. Of a
I know how
piece,
the
yeah.
horsey moves. I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
all this stuff, too.
So I've been playing like a lot of like chess lately. So I feel like that makes me like feel old.
That's a smart guy game, though. That's a full strategy game.
I used to think that, like, but honestly, like, I think it's a lot of memory. And I think there's a difference between smart and intelligence. Because I think you can be a smart person, but not intelligent. I think intelligence is how you break down information and how you put together something, where smart is like you just know the information.
Okay.
So, like, I would consider myself intelligent, like, because if I don't know anything about a subject and the person next to me doesn't know anything about a subject, I think I can break whatever we're talking about down in a logical
Like you
way.
can figure it out
I
faster?
can figure it out faster, yeah. Yeah. And I think, like, that's helped me in chess. But I started getting into chess because I saw somebody that fought for a long time, like, really kind of, like, cognitively, like, not be the same.
Declining.
Yeah, decline. So I got.
See, I got smart words, bro. Don't
There you go.
fucking
Yeah,
come
yeah.
at me.
Decline, dude. Fucking huge. Oh, fucking zinger right there, buddy. Fucking teaching English over here, but but yeah, like I saw him like kind of like decline, and I was like, I don't want that to happen to me.
Yeah.
That's a big reason why I stopped fighting too. But I watched a podcast, Joe Rogan podcast. He had Lennox Lewis on there.
Oh yeah.
And he was saying like he plays so much chess, and
Yeah.
it helped him out. Like it helps people out like with Alzheimer's.
Mm-hmm.
My grandfather died of Alzheimer's, so I was like, fuck, dude. Like, my mom was adopted, so I don't think that's in my blood, but it scared me. Like, I don't want to ever lose myself.
Mm-hmm.
And chess helps out with that, and it helps like with cognitive functions, like as far as memory, breaking down information. It's helped me out on a lot, like with life. Like fighting has helped me out, but so has chess too.
Yeah. See, I do like crosswords and stuff on my phone, and that's really it. That's my extent of like testing my limits as far as intelligence, as you would say, goes.
I like puzzles. Like, I really like puzzles.
I know a lot about what I'm interested in.
Yeah, you're an expert at things that you want to be an expert
Right.
at.
When it comes to podcasting or like how to do it, and maybe not how to brand yourself and all that stuff, but I know how to work every piece of equipment,
Dude,
self-taught.
It looks fucking great. Yeah, like, I mean, your setup is way nicer. Like, I just like visually, because I think that matters.
Yeah.
Like, I think the wandering eye is gonna like find something in the room that's gonna keep them like attention.
Honestly, a lot of the stuff in here is kind of like a little cheat code for me. Is I can look at something and it will remind me of something or give me a topic to talk about.
Oh, that's
so
smart.
I have little knickknacks and stuff to kind of just like get my memory going or jog a thought, and I just roll with that.
What made you think of Balls Deep?
That's always on my mind, bro.
Okay. That's a intrusive thought. Cannot get that thing out
It's
of my
always
mind.
on my mind.
That's funny.
What was I saying? Oh, so like the gym and stuff, as far as lifts and bodybuilders and all, I can tell you everything they ate. I can tell you their routines. I can do all that stuff. You asked me to talk about chess, or you asked me to talk about something I just really don't give a fuck about. It doesn't interest me.
Yeah.
It's not that it's boring. It's just I don't care to know, because I'm not going to do it.
I like that because like I think there's so much useless info, and I wish I had that.
Yeah.
Like where it's like, oh, if you talk about something, I'll just turn my mind off.
Yeah.
But like I find myself, and I'm sure you've done it too, these fucking rabbit holes in YouTube and stuff that I fall down in, like things that I like weren't interested. It fascinates me that there's experts out there, and I want to know why they feel this way they do about their certain subject, and like and then like hear their perspective on that subject. Like I don't think I'm as intrigued about the material itself, but I'm intrigued about the person that's like why they find that interesting. Like there's so much boring shit. Like bees are so fucking boring. But there's an expert out there that dedicated their whole fucking life that knows everything about bees. I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
I'll talk to that guy.
I want to talk to that guy because I want to. Why?
Because at that point, I can ask specific questions on what might interest me about a fucking bee.
Yeah.
I don't got to learn the backstory to a bee to be like, oh, that'll sting you and die, right? Okay, cool. That's all I need. And honey, dope. You know?
There's so many ways for anything to interest you as a person, which is great. Like, and I think I've learned that in life, like in talking to people and stuff. Like, hey, I can really listen to what they're trying to tell me. You know, like I'm like genuine because I want to like feel their conviction. Yeah. Like, but there's things I can find that interests me about any subject, like bees, for example. Like,
they die when they fuck.
There's a queen, you know, like, and bees mate with the queen, but they don't mate with one another, right? Right. Like that interests me.
Do you know what else? If a bee gets too hot, it'll orgasm to explosion and die.
That's crazy.
That's real.
Yeah. What a way to go out.
Like a champ, bro. Yeah. Just so hot that you just.
There's very few ways that you would want to go out or spend your last moments, like, you know. And that's like just sounds like a fun time.
And you don't even get that post-nut clarity, so you don't feel bad about it.
Yeah.
You're just gone. Yeah. That's amazing, dude.
The highlight, yeah.
Did you know that a bee can sting you and change its mind and wiggle its way out so that it doesn't die?
Oh, really?
Yeah. It can have like second thoughts about it. Because
dude, that. Okay, going to that. That is such a fucking vindictive. Like, bees are such little fuckers. They know they're gonna die.
No, they don't.
Oh, they don't?
They have no idea.
Oh, never mind.
Okay. They don't. It's a surprise to both of us.
Oh, shit.
Like, I'm surprised I got hit, but you're dead.
But yeah.
Hey, you don't even get to tell your homies.
See, like, now I was thinking that bees knew that. Because I was like, dude, what type of an asshole person, like, would literally, hey, I know that I'm gonna die, but I fucking hate you so much that I want you to feel it.
Yeah, like a fucking terrorist.
Yeah.
Now, a wasp, though? A wasp will get in there and do work and then go and tell all his homies.
See that fucking idiot down there going through anaphylactic? Me.
Dude.
Yeah.
A wasp will fuck you up, dude. I kicked over a nest one time when I was a kid, and the nest was growing out of the ground. It was just this big dirt nest. Kicked the fuck out of it, and then I got attacked by like 100 of them, and I ran. And then I stopped running. I was like, I think I'm cool. I got hit like 6 times because that fucker got in my shirt, and I was just trying to smash him. And I had to walk home, dude. I was probably like 7 or 8. I'm walking home holding my stomach, and this is one of the times that my dad like comes out of the fucking house, and I'm crying holding my stomach. He thought I got stabbed, bro. So he's like running up to me, checking me for blood and shit. I'm like, I got hit by a wasp, Dad. He's like, oh, don't be a pussy. And I was like, thank you.
Thanks for the caring, Dad. You're so fucking awesome at this fatherhood thing.
Yeah, appreciate it for you. Life lesson.
Yeah. You know what's funny? Like, so my dad, going to downer subject, I guess. My dad, when I was 10 years old, that was like the last time I saw my dad, till I was like probably about like 26 or something like that. Or no, I was like 20, a couple of years ago. You know, like, my niece actually found like out his number and everything like that, and I decided to, hey, I'm gonna give him a call.
Why did you stop talking?
So like my mom, like kind of drove us away, like, you know.
Oh, okay.
Like there, it's a long story and stuff, but like, yeah, he wasn't like in my life for like a long time, and it's funny because like, it really hurt me after my daughter was born. So she's my second child, that I know about.
Damn.
I'm just kidding. So like, I was driving to school. I literally went to school for Estrella Mountain like community college. Like, I was going there for fire prep and EMT. Yeah. And I was working at Bobos at the time too. So I was like fucking constantly busy. And it was Father's Day, and it hurt me so much. Like I was literally crying on my way like to school because I was like listen, like I know how important like being a father is to my kids. I'm like, why would somebody not want to be in their first kid's life? Like what's wrong with me? How it made, I had so much hatred. Like I was literally crying like on my way to school. I'm like, I will never fucking be like that ever.
Nope.
And then like my niece like ended up like saying, oh yeah, I think I have your dad's number. And I was like, okay, well, like I sat on it, and then I just thought like, back to that day, like when I was like crying and stuff, I was like, it's so bad for me to live like this, like to have so much hate in my heart.
To keep that on you.
Yeah, to keep that hate.
Yeah.
Like I just need to like, get over it. So I gave him a call, went to voicemail, but she had my grandmother's, like his mom's like number and stuff. And I gave her a call, and she answered, and I was like, hey, like, I know this is crazy, like, like, but this is John McCarthy. Like, she's like, my son, John? Like, I'm like, no, like his son. And she's like, Johnny? Like, it hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, like, like, and then she's like, so happy, over the moon. And she's like, well, I know your dad's probably sleeping or something like that, so he'll call you like first thing. He gave me a call like the next day, and like flew like my family out there, like
Oh wow.
wanted to meet my whole family, which is cool, like and I was like, okay, like this is nice. And I told my dad, I was like, listen, like my mom says certain things about you. I know you're gonna say certain things about my mom. I don't care.
Yeah, we're not here for that.
Yeah, we're not here for that. I don't care where the truth lies. If it lies somewhere in the middle, that's totally fine. It's like what you're willing, like who you are now, like like really matters.
Yeah.
Like I just want to get over this. Like I don't want to hold like hate or anything like that. But it was cool. It was a cool experience. But like I'm such an asshole. Like every time, like like because he took us out to a bunch of zoos. Like if you use the restroom, I'd look back at my wife. I'm like, do you think it's gonna be another 20 years till I see him again? Like this is how he's gonna leave me again
At the zoo.
at the zoo. I'm like, fucking knew it. This guy. No, but like.
Do you guys talk now though?
Yeah. Like we're cool.
Damn.
Different relationship. Like I don't think like like I love him. Like obviously like but it's just different. Like I think he's probably holding on to like too much. Like and I think his idea of a father is not the same as mine. Like
he doesn't know how.
He doesn't know how. And that's, I don't fault him. Like sometimes I get irritated and I get mad. Like but I'm like, I just think he doesn't know how to do this. And I appreciate him trying.
Well, and it taught you how to be a good dad.
Taught me how to, and that's what I told him too. I was like, listen, like I wouldn't change anything in the world because your absentee made me the man that I am today, and it made me the father that I am today. Like shout out to like Chip Kirk, like that guy. Like I consider him closer to a father than my dad, and I learned every fatherhood thing from Chip, and he's like somebody where I want to model myself and model like how I raise my kids after, because I respect like his kids. I respect like like just how he does things, and I think I looked at how my dad didn't do things, and it just made me like just be better.
Yeah, I mean the life lessons that you'd never expect to learn them out of like bullshit like that until you're old enough to one, recognize, but two, appreciate like it wasn't good for me, but I set my kids up for success with that experience.
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's a win.
And because like I think you take for granted like how important it is to have a dad, like or to be a dad. So like not having it, like just, I mean, your dad left you when you were how old?
A bunch of times.
Okay, a bunch of times.
Like forever.
But you know what it's like and how negative it is to have like those thoughts like in your head, to be like, oh man, like not having a dad sucks. Like I feel a certain way about it. So you don't want your kids to ever feel that.
But when I did have him, he was very abusive.
Okay.
So in hindsight, I wish I never had a dad.
Okay.
That doesn't matter because I did, right? But when I was a kid, I couldn't believe how much it hurt me to want a dad. And then I would see all my friends that did have dads and moms at the house, how they were living. And I always felt less than.
Yeah.
Because I was that, like, especially after I had my first kid, I was like, I could never do what he did to me.
Yeah, to your kid.
Why didn't I matter?
Yeah.
Like, what was wrong with me that I wasn't worth being a dad for? You know what I mean? That was deep. Balls deep.
Super balls deep. And I hate the fact, like, you know, like that people feel that way. I used to volunteer for a Big Brother Big Sister program, like, because the little that I volunteered with, I actually did it before my son was born, because I was like, okay, like, you know, this is something I always wanted to do. Like, I know what it's like, you know, growing up without a dad, and like I want to help somebody that kind of like been through there. The reason why I stopped, like, that kid, like actually very recently moved out, like, out of state, like, with his father, and but yeah, like, I don't know, like, it was something that kind of gave me, like, you know, like, clarity and stuff, and seeing, like, you know, how he viewed like, you know, just not growing up without a dad, and seeing, like, the problems that arise through that, just, I think, made me a better dad.
Yeah, it did. Absolutely, it did. We're on time, Bubba.
Geez, that's time?
That's an hour and, let me see, hour 40.
Holy moly.
So what I would like you to do is go ahead and talk to this camera here, but if you can just give, like, your final thoughts and words. Are you cool with me putting your social media above?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay.
Man, what do you mean, like, final thoughts and words?
Whatever you got to say. If you don't have anything to say, you don't have to say anything. But if you, one last message to people, something that you think they need to know about you, something that you think, helpful advice, whatever you want, or you can just say thanks later, and then I'll take us out and we'll be done.
Yeah. I guess, like, just, you know, anybody that is listening, just, you know, just care about one another, man. Like, this world is too crazy for you to hold what somebody said and pigeonhole them for an idea, or just maybe not the best them, you know, like, and just learn to forgive. That's, like, the biggest thing that I can, like, you know, that I want to leave people with in life, is forgiveness is everything. And don't hold those grudges on somebody or on you, because it's just going to make you a worse person, and it's going to make you feel differently about others.
Yeah, that's good, dude. I appreciate that. All right, y'all. Episode 67 is in the books. Dude, John, I really appreciate you coming through. I'd love to have you on again sometime.
Oh, hell yeah.
If you guys could go ahead and show your support by liking, commenting, and subscribing to this channel, it would really help us out. And we'll see you next time. Peace.
That's it.
The Sonder Experience.